Hello and welcome to this crash course. What we're going to be doing now today is to build out this fantastic looking application, right? And it's actually a full stack application. So we're going to start up, by building the UIs first. Like I'll build out the landing page, which is the home page, then go over to the shop and so on, right? So then we'll start the actual implementation of this application from the backend, right? So far, this is how far we've come. I'm going to show you, demo it to you what we have currently. You can access it via this link. And this is it. This is what we have. Looking good. This is the hero section. So scroll down. You basically have the range section. Scroll down a bit. You have the product section. So when you hover over a product, you kind of see that cool, lets you, effect that we have there, right? So that's actually done with Figma motion, kind of basic. And also we have this, this setup section, right? And then we have the footer, right? So this is good. And then you can check out the shop part by clicking on the shop button. So this should take you to a page where you can view more of those products. So don't worry, most of this product will actually be coming from the actual endpoint, right? You can see show here. You can actually select whatever you want to show and so on. You can select a filter that you want to filter by, right? So these are the things that will basically like integrate with an actual endpoint in the future. So you can see we have more of the products here because this is more of a product page, and then we can have a custom navigation, right? So if you click on it, it takes you to the other page, right? So, but the way we want to do it during the integration, we want to make sure that it doesn't reload the page. It just, fetches new data and update the virtual DOM instantaneously. And also we have the banner section here, and then we have the footer. So this is what we'll be building in this very first module of the application. And then yes, I would actually love to hear you guys feedback regarding what you want integrated in this platform, right? Because I've already like demoed a couple of things that has to do with the backend architecture and so on. So these are the things that we'll be going through during this lesson, right? So all right. So yeah, so let's grab the mobile version of this. I forgot to demo this. Like minimize this a bit, and obviously just take us back to the initial stage. Which is this? Good. So I'm going to do is going to demo it here. Okay, so put it around here, and you can see this is our navigation. Very good. And then scroll down, you can see the way that every component is pretty much responsive. We still have all the cool features within it, and all the details are still there. And then we have the filter. So this is the mobile version of this application, right? All right. So let's get started. All right, and welcome back. Okay, so I think we have a new section, and this part we just want to work on the product detail page, if you like. And mind you, this is what we will be building, right? So we have the top section here that gives us like more information about the product. Then we have the product image, and then I think we have a couple of selections on the left part, and then now we have a little description as well as a review and so on. So we have like a size here, kind of size component, where you can basically select the large, the extra large, or the extra small in size. And then you can actually select in terms of the quantity that you want, right? If you need 1, 2, 3, and so on. And you can use this button to basically auto code. I think we'll be taking this off. I don't think we're going to be implementing that to do with compare. So we can adjust as well, just take that off. Not really necessary. Okay, so and then right below it, we have a kind of a small section where we have the SKU, more like the ID, the other ID. Then we have the category, we have the tags, and then we have the share links. Okay, right below it, we basically have the description, the additional information, and then we have the reviews. So what we're doing here, we're going to be using tabs to basically navigate from one of this section to the other, right? And then just going to scroll down, then we have the related products section. So this part, we already have the components for products, so it will be very easy to build out this section. And then we have the footer, right? So one of the interesting thing I would mention here is that when you click on the cart icon, you should be able to see this pop up, right? So we're going to do this, and obviously try as much as possible to animate with Figma motion. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I think you must actually run your server now. I just run my server by using the npm run dev command, and then this takes us here, by the way. Let me take it back. So when you run that, you should be able to just take you here. So this is what we built in the previous lessons. So just in case you don't really have this, you might want to check those out. And then we have the short section where we have all of these things. So now we want to build up the job detail. It's more like when you click on either one of these, it should take you there. I think, right? So we click on either one of these jobs. Then there should be a way to click on something here. So probably we'll just add a button. Instead of compare, we can just make it as view. That should change it. Right, I'm just going to change that real quick. Let's search for the word compare. So we have it here. So in our case, it's just going to be view. Yeah, that should be able to change it for the entire thing. Okay, good. You can see we have view, which is all right. And so one thing that I think we missed is that we need to make it like overstate, so that when you override, we know that you're checking out something. I'm going to do that by setting over cursor pointer. Yeah, so that makes sense, right? So override, you can see that effect. Nice. Okay, so now we want to actually go through the to the actual section. Just going to go here. This is going to be the shop detail section, product detail. So yeah. So what we're going to go to source app, and then we have the shop here. We have a contact. We have the about. So I think we are most interested in the product, right? Just going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this product. And every product needs to have some sort of unique identifier. The way you do this in Next is, you have to basically, put in any form of params you need, right? So in this case, I can just say product ID, right? So that means if you pass in anything, it has to, be product ID. So, and then we can now come in here and now do pay CSS. So I'm using React functional component. So I'll call this product detail page. Okay, so this would be our product detail page. So in order to show you how this works, and just for those that are curious, I could do something like this. Just const params is equal to use search params. So I'm just going to print this out to the console so you know exactly what we just did here. So if I go to I think shop basically has a product. I think the product should be within the shop folder, just for consistency. So I'll drag it into the job folder. Okay, I'm dragging that now. Don't know why it's taking forever, to be honest. Yeah, probably because our server is running. So maybe I would key the server. It's not moving, it's not budging. Okay, so what I normally do in these cases, I'll just, exit out, just close the window, and I tend to just do it manually, right? VS Code might be lagging sometimes. So what I would do, I can easily just go to the project like this, go to source, go to the app, right? So we have the product, we just drag it and put it within the shop, right? So that should solve the problem, right? So yeah, so what I will do, I'll come back again and open the code, right? Close that rest. Okay, so there we go. So I think now we should be able to have the source, the app, the shop, the product, and then we have the product page. So if I do shop/product /123 and hit enter. Okay, so we don't have our server running by the way, so let's restart that. So I'm just gonna reload. It's gonna take some time since it's the first time. Okay, so use client, we actually not using a use client hook. So whenever you use like either number hooks in React, say 13, 14, 15, and so on, you have to make sure you turn that component to a client component by using the use client directive. So yeah, so we're just gonna do that and try to reload again. Okay, so use search. Let's see where we're importing that from. From next navigation. Yeah. Okay. Boom, we can see what we have. So now what we want to do is already check our console. You can see from here we have everything coming as expected. For you to have like more clarity about what all of this entails, you can just check your console. I'm gonna inspect that real quick and go to console. So you can see we basically have, it's not a read only, so you can actually use the get function to get the things that you need, right? So yeah, there are actually some feasible values. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do params get. Remember what we'll call it here. We'll call it, I'm going to increase my font a bit. So remember what we'll call it here. We'll call it the product ID. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do product ID. And let's go. So I'm going to refresh it again. Refresh that. Params. Oh, okay. So the thing is, this will only work if you are using queries, right? If you're using queries. It might not really work if you're using something else, I think. Okay, so we have product ID. We're not getting it, which to me is very weird. Oh, right. So I think the architecture is kind of different. So what I've now used is not is not all of this. So I just passed it as like a parameter. So now the parameter basically takes in the product ID, which we can just define a proper type for. So we can just come here and do product ID, which by the way is going to be a string. Right, so yeah, so we can come in here and just do a couple of things, right? So we can do here and just do params the product ID. Okay, so now we have that. Let's try to check it out again. It did work, but we're not seeing it within the actual page. Oh, there we go. So you can see this 1, 2, 3. Maybe we'll change this to a name. We'll see the name. Anything we change this to, basically, we have it, right? So we could do test. Okay, so you can see we are getting this value as needed, right? Which makes sense. All right, so we're going to want to navigate to this page, which I think is very important whenever we click on that button. And I'm going to take this off and take this off as well. We don't need it anymore. So how do we get to this page? We only get to this page by using the product card, right? So you can go to the components, we have the cards, and then we have the product card. So within this product card, we want to, I think we don't need this, we can take that off. So in here, so whatever we click on, right, is action. So we want to, navigate to that specific, product. All right, so, okay, so there we go. These are actually just a specific card. So I assume that each of them we have like an ID. So every product we have like a unique identifier. So I'll just put it here. I'll make it like an ID. So wherever we've used the product card before, we need to make sure that we are passing in ID as part of the payload, right? So yeah, so we can just make it easy. Can do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is 8 altogether, so which is fine. So the thing is, we could as well just make it a string, right? Okay, so yeah, that should fix it. So wherever place we're using it again, like here. Oh, there's quite a lot, right? So if there's a cool way to just put it, that would have been nice. But I think we'll have to do it manually, yeah? Okay, so let's do ID. Here we're just going to start from 10. Let's make it like a separate ID. So I'll copy this, paste it right in here. So this will be 20. So, alright, let's open the third one. So this will be 30. And the fourth, this will be 40. I'm still on track. This will be 50. This will be 60. So this will be 70. That will be 80. Oh no. Let's close that out, sorry. Yeah, this should be 90. Okay. 100. 110. So 120. 130. 140. And I think we have two to go. 150. And finally, this should be 160. Alright, very good. We'll go back to our period card. And what we want to do is we want to route to that page, right? So you can come here and we can just specify our router is equal to use router. So this will be coming from next navigation. So you can just do this, next navigation. So in here, we're just going to do router that push, right? To push /shop /product and / the ID, right? So the ID here, so we just paste it. So the click on this is going to make that push, right? So yeah, let's get it in here as part of our parameters and then we'll push it, right? So this will actually be relevant for view, not share. Don't worry about share later. Okay, all right, so let's see if this works. Let's go to the shop. Okay, so There we go. View. We are waiting. So I just clicked on it and nothing happened, which is weird. Let's see. So action has not been called, right? So let's see where we're using the icon. This is the place, and we need to add a click handler here, and then we just render our action, right? So action will be coming as part of the icon.action. Right, so let's reload this again and click on view. Boom, we're there. So we can see the ID coming as expected. So let's go for the random one. View, we have the appropriate ID. Now that is interesting, right? So when you have that, you're good to go. All right, so we need to build this section. So let's build this first part. So in building all of this, we have to map the skeletal framework of this page. Right, so like the things and things that we'll be needing. So in this section, we already have a shop section. So I think I'll just create a new one, maybe shop detail or product detail. So create a new folder there, and we're going to name this the product detail. And in this product detail, we're going to obviously build out the things that we need. So we have the product detail top section. Okay, so we have a component. There we go. And then we have that product detail. We have the other one. So this one has to do with the actual visualizer of the product. So create a new file. So we can call this product detail showcase section. Okay, so product detail showcase section. So this is what we have here, and this will be responsible for all the different things we are using here, I think. And then we have another section which has to do with the review or product extra information. Product detail extra info.csx. Okay, so then we have the related section. Okay, so now we basically have to group all of this and put it within the within the actual page. So yes, so this is the page. You can take this off now, and what we want to put in there are the different sections we just created, right? Just created like all of this. So yeah, let's go. Product. So this will be product detail top section. Product detail showcase section. Good. Okay, so which is this, by the way, right? Which is this, right? Which is this, which is cool, right? So we need a way to be able to grab in a kind of thing, right? And that's we actually just be this extra info section. So let's do that. And then we have the related products. Okay, so let's see. So we have all of them coming in as expected. Good, good, good. Now let's be the first one. Okay. Right, let's change this to section, And what we're interested in here is quite, it's quite, this is not much, right? So we just have the divs. Maybe let's just classify them as divs. We have the home. So we'll be definitely using the product ID or the product log. So we could be using slug when we are doing the proper integration. Not really a problem now. And I think we can use the Lucid React to get the actual icon. And the way we do that, we could do something like chevron right. Okay, so we have the chevron right, and then we have a different div. And now this will be shop, and then we have the right again, and then we have the separator. We already installed this thing in the previous lesson or so. We have a separator component from Shadcn, and we're just going to change the orientation of this one to vertical. And then we have the actual parameters name. So I will just do what I will do here. I will do product, and I'll put the params. Okay, sorry about that. Params. Oops, what's going on? So we just needed this one. So sorry about that. Maybe the product itself. Okay, let's go to page. So I just need the entire product, not really the product ID, right? Maybe there's a way I could pass in the full product information. So I think this is where the API becomes useful. We can go in here and just grab the the API to get the actual information. All right. So but then I'll just use the product ID for now. We'll run this a little bit later. Okay, good. So we have the product ID, which is good, not bad. And then we can just use that here, I think. So let's override. What trouble are we having? Okay, that should be good. Alright, I think that's it for this section. And also, we just have to make sure the PG primary. I hope that's actually the actual primary color. Okay, so product ID is not defined. Good. That is because it is supposed to be params the product ID. Okay, so there we go. So you can see it is actually light, so we should just use primary light. So I will update the Tailwind config to basically reflect that. So we have the primary. I'm going to go in here and do primary light. Okay, so yeah, so we can come in here, go to the section, close out the rest. We do primary light. Good. Okay, so now what we want to do is to make sure this product name is let's be border, and semi-board. Good. So yeah, so let's apply the styling flex. Let's give it a height. The height of this is 100. How do I know? You can see we already have it here. It's specified 1440 by 100. So 1440 is the width, and you don't want to mess with that, by the way, because the device you are at a particular time actually might vary in terms of the dimensions, right? So height is something that's most of the time very constant, but not the width. So that's actually 100 from here, for what you can see. So we're going to go in here and do height 100 pixel. Okay. So one other thing we do is to make sure that everything is well aligned at the center. So items center. and we can actually give like a very consistent gap, which is like 2 or 3. So let's do gap 3 for now. Let's check it out. Okay, yeah, something like that. Something like that. So yeah, so we don't want this to be full. I think there used to be one property you can add. Insect. Not sure if that still works. So maybe we want to give a specific height to this guy. So let's do height of like 40 pixels. So you can see it's now small like that, and the coloring is a little bit darker. So this is the color here. So yeah, so what we're going to do is to do, or if I do that, we'll do color. Okay, so that's the first to see if that will change. No, it doesn't. So it doesn't change, so that means we have to use the border trick to change it. So we have to do border. Yeah, that should change it. Okay, so there we go. So that is good. And also we have some spacing, right? So we need to mimic the spacing we have on the footer to obviously change it. So take this here. So yeah, so the spacing here is we can't say it. That's weird. px 70. Yeah, something like this. Okay, maybe we can just paste it right there. Very good, very good, very good. Nice. Okay, so now we're building that out, and we should be done now. Yeah, so yeah, the coloring, text color. That should be text gray. I hope I'm not wrong. Let's check it out. Oh, not really. Okay, so we can just do here and do text. Nice, nice. Okay, so now let's build out the product section, which is this part. So this kind of it, guys. So what I want to do is we have this part here. So yeah, the company responsible for that though is not this one. So this one's work is done, right? And we want to go to detail showcase. Okay, so we want to keep everything as dummy as can be. So we're not actually try to make it dynamic. Those will come up later. But what we can do is just a very nice way for us to be able to build out all of this component, right? And the way it works is we have to obviously just change this to section, and in this section we should be able to have two major divs, right? So this will be div 1 on the left hand side, and this will be on the right hand side. So I can just add a comment. Okay, so this would be on the so the left hand side and the left hand side. So this is the left hand side, this will be on the right. So yes, so the left part we have a couple of things that are in like a column, right, which is fine, not a problem. So we have a separate div for those, and also we have a bigger one which has to be this, right? So okay, so now let's grab the image. So now I think I can just click on export, preview. This is it, this is the image, you can export that. Okay, so yeah, so I'm just going to obviously rename this to sofa, and I need to bring this within the actual asset that we already have. Mind you, these are just going to be like dynamic content. This will be changing in the future, right? So yeah, so this is sofa, and I'm gonna go here. Okay, maybe take this off. I don't need it anymore. And take this off. Yeah. Okay. So we still have a couple of other small things right here by the side. So I think it's anything you click here that will, that will bring this forth, I think. But we don't really have like a very cool image. Everything just looks different. So yeah, but for now we'll just use one as a placeholder for the rest. So let's use this one. No, that's too long. Let's use a shorter one. Okay, export. Very good. Looks so odd by the way, but it's fine. Let's export that. Okay, so it seems to be exporting. It's taking longer than expected. Okay, while we wait for that, we can as well just bring in our plugins as well. Okay, so there we go. I think it's already exported, but we'll see. So let's export this now. Boom, there we go. It's very tiny, but it's fine. So we can just do sofa mini. Okay, so I think I'll just delete out all of this so we're not confused. Okay, yeah. So I'm just going to take that till the right there as well. Good. Okay, so yeah, then we have those. And the other thing I think I will worry about here in a bit is the star component. So I think definitely let me just install the package React stars. Yeah, something like this. Okay, good number of weekly downloads. Let's go. So this is something I want. Alright, so this kind of stars that I want. Okay, so we can just install this by using this command. Okay, let's do a new window. Okay, new window and npm install stars. Okay, so this is going to restore by the way. So while it's doing that, we can as well continue with the rest of our lesson. And there we go. So let's build out this part. It's going to be this by the way. So we're going to just do data. Slash images slash. So I think we called it sofa mini. So sofa mini.png. So we're just going to duplicate this to be like 4, and that should be decent, right? So there will be second one, the third one, then we have the fourth one, right? So that will be the sofa mini first, and that will be the first thing. So we can do okay mini. Alright, so mini map. So we have the item, we have the index, and we just need a div, and then we need the actual image. So the image will actually be of item itself, and so we're going to call this products main glance mini, and this index will pass as key here. Okay, so now that is good, right? So in here we can as well just specify a class name, and bg, this color is very repeating, so I think what we could do, okay, this is not 8, I think this is it. Oh, that's been very light. Good. Yeah, I already did it. Good. So what's the height of each individual something? The height is 80 pixels. So you could just do height 80 pixels. So I think it's even wise to want to put it on top, but it's fine. So 80 pixels. And the roundedness is kind of mixed, which is weird. So I was expecting it to be like 8 pixels and not see more, so no worries, you can just do rounded. Let's do 8 pixels here for roundedness, right? And then okay, yeah, so what we're going to do here is we don't want it to be like this. This is a very weird approach, so we want it to be a little bit different. So what I'm looking for now is, just going to close this out, go to the app, go to shop, product page, this is where we are. Good. So here it has to be maybe inline block or something, you call it. Okay, so maybe inline flex, item center, then we add some patterns. Okay, mostly from left and right, to be honest. You can do px4 or 2. So let's do flex column 8. So yes, it's just going to be inline flex. So it's not between here and here, it's 32. So I think that page is just 32, so that's perfect. And I think this has to do with the side, the meaning representation of the actual product. And alright, so let's grab the main guy right here. Okay, so we just needed this. Okay, so here is going to be images slash sofa. Okay, so it's going to be flex. Good. So here we need to give it some level of background. So and that background is still the same thing as what we already have. So yes, what we're going to do here is to come in here, give it a primary light. So give it the same rounded borders that we have here. Right, and boom, we should be good. So the spacing between this and this is 31. I can just use gap 8, doesn't matter. So yeah, I think we should hide the minimap in mobile. Doesn't really make much sense to display that, to be honest. So all these ones can be hidden, and the so yeah, we can display it in like medium devices. Okay, so yeah, that's good. And now we need to add a little bit of spacing to the top, which is 32. Go to page. So put this section in there. Alright, nice. So on the right section though, we need all of this again. Right. So let's remove this and worry about this text. Alright. So now let's look for the things that we're needing. So we have like 1, 2. So just do 1, 2. So that's the text there. Same thing here, by the way. So we have it here. And obviously we have a div. So this will contain, so let's make sure that our component is well installed. So that's done. So this will, in this part, we'll be using the star component as well as the other stuffs, right? So we can be able to control it better. So I'm gonna put it in here. So that's React stars from React stars. So maybe it's needing some sort of typing. So I'm just gonna install that and paste it right here. Okay, so while we're doing that, we can as well just grab the entire component, right? And put it here. So take this off. Okay, maybe we don't need it like that. So ratings change. So we're not using the change adler. We just need the value. Right. So does it do half? Not sure. So value, rating value, 0 number. Okay, we could use this, which is okay. We have a gray. Can we do 4.5? I don't know how good this library is, but let's see. We are putting it to the text. So the count is actually, okay, count is 5, the size is 24, the color is this. It's weird. So this is our exact color. Okay, let's see if that helps. So it's not changing. Why is that? So count is 5, count is 4. What's color 2? Do you mean to say color? Oh, color 2, the color of the active or selected stars. Oh, so somehow we need a okay. So this is a character, this is a value, this is a count. Oh, okay. So 5 star means how many total stars I want. How do I know the active one? This docs is not really that self-explanatory, but it should just be simple in the best case. So you're setting new rating. I just need the value basically. So let's check out color one. Okay, all right, that works. That was a very weird documentation, to be honest. Okay, so let's put this here. I'm gonna refresh this. Boom. All right, there we go. So we're not using the chain, so we're just going to have all of this. So from here you can see we could have like 4.5 in rating, and I think that's still very much possible, right? But I think for that I'm not going to just worry about that. So let's grab the things that we'll be needing, and then we have the separator. No, not that one. This one. Rotation. Very cool. So this would be the sum of those reviews. And so we could grab the same colors we're using for the rest, for this one specifically. That should be in the top section. Okay, so there we go. So we have it there. So this would be the specification of our classes. Okay, and all right, there we go. So now let's flex this out so we can visualize it more. So yeah, we have to centralize everything. Let me center. So here we have some gaps. Distance between here and here is like 22. You can see there. Okay, very good. Okay, so now let's tie this guy. It's a regular font, which is weird. It's just big. So text 42, and custom gray 24. Pixel, so this will be 24, and at the same time it's going to be font medium. Okay, yeah, something like that. Okay, so what's missing? We need this description. Just one is fine, and the distance between here and here is kind of comforting. Could just use empty, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter much. M2, maybe M4 would be better. Okay, so we're moving to the next section, which has to do with the size. So this has to do with the size, right? Okay. So yeah, so that has to do with the size. So I could do size here. And then we just need all of these boxes. So I think I've created a very similar component. I don't know if you remember, but I think in the previous lesson, we talked about the pagination, and this looks similar to that component, to be honest. So I'm just going to copy the code there and use it within here. So let's get this correctly. Size, and let's give it a class. So it says custom gray. Gray. So let's see how it's coming through. The size here is 14. It's not that big. So we have text 14. That's very small, to be honest. Yeah, so we need the pagination component. That should be here. And okay. So this is something I think we had. So let's see if it would be wise for us to use this thing. Okay, let's see. Not really pagination, but let's see if it's something that works. So what we just need here is a large difference selection. And let's grab all the inputs. Okay, we're running low on power. Okay, that should be fixed. Alright, so yeah, so what we want to do here is to just say, okay, we need the L. So obviously we'll not be linking it, right? We'll not be linking it. So look for a very smart way to bypass the linking part of it. Right, so we have L, we have XL, we have SX. Okay, now let's check that in. Okay, that's good. So let me show that the first one is the one that is selected. Alright, there we go. And let's control the positioning. It's actually at the left, not the other way around. So we're going to put everything within a parent container. Now let's try it out. Okay. Let's check why it's acting stubborn. Let's see, there's a way we can insist that it has to start from the beginning. Okay. So we have it now. Let's see if we can. Okay, that did it. Alright, so we can now take this off. So there's space in between here and here is like 12. Nice. Way about here and here. It's 22. Good, good, good. So now we need to worry about this part. So I'm thinking of wanting to make this like custom, right? And why that is the fact that we might not really see a very good counter, but let's play around the Shadcn library. If we could find any component that does something similar, and let's run it like counter. I doubt, to be honest, but we'll see. Okay, counter. So we have tabs. I'm not sure, to be honest. I've not seen one before, so it might be a really big challenge. Label input. Yeah, so we just have to build one ourselves. Not really a big deal. And the way we do that is to obviously just create a new div. And this new div basically has like two divs. So one will be responsible in doing the whatever, the other one will just be a button. So yeah, so the text says add now to cart. Then we have a series of classes, and so the BG here will be white, text black, and there's a border. So border will be black as well. Let's see what we have. Yeah, so it's rounded. It's rounded by 15 pixels. So it's rounded by 15 pixels. Good, good, good. So when you hover, I don't want to have that background, so you can take that off. So BG stays as white. Alright, nice, nice. So now what is left for us is for us to be able to create this component. So we're going to just create a state to manage it. Quantity set quantity. So the first one is just going to be 1 by default, and then we can scale it up. Right. So you can take this off. Okay, so let's see how well this will work. So we need two icons, plus and minus, plus icon, and minus icon. So let's see how both of them looks. And then we need a visualizer to just show us what's going on. So this one will represent the quantity. Alright, so yeah, so we have a plus, we have a minus, we have the ability visualizer. And now this font, this is my board and it's size 16. And test normal or something. Normal means it's 16. Good. Okay, so you can go in here and just do a flex. You can give each of them their respective gaps. 35. So that will be 35 pixels. And kind of strange that they all have the same color. Oh, minus is on the left hand side. So let's change the positioning. Okay. So this will be cursor pointer. The same thing we'll do for the other part that has to do with the plus. And each of them will align with a respective click event, click handler, right, as the case may be. Right, so make sure that this one select is none. See, so no matter what you're doing, it doesn't really affect what's being done there, which makes sense. Center, good. All right, so now we need the border. So we specify the hash right there, and the rounded here is just 10. Okay, so we don't want, you can see we have a very weird behavior. This thing is actually taking the entire dimension, so we don't want that. So we can just, use the inline flex property to prevent that kind of behavior, right? And then we need to specify the height of this thing. So height is like 64. So pattern left and right is 15. Alright, so there we go. One other thing is the fact that those guys are in the same line, and the spacing between them is just 18. Center, good. Distance between here seems to be quite a lot. So 1, 1, 2. Well, let me just do M6, 32 for now. That's 128. So let's use this to control the quantity that will be needed. So yeah, I think every product should have like a max quantity, right? So let's say the max quantity of this is 5, right? I can't go beyond 5, right? So we can create a function, and this function will be one to increments and okay, so we'll have the one to handle quantity increment and quantity decrement, right? So, and the way we go about this is we'll just check to make sure the quantity is not 1. If the quantity is equal to 1 already, we don't do anything, we just return, right? Else we want to just do set quantity is equal to quantity minus 1. So the same thing we apply, right? So if quantity is equal to the max quantity, just return. Else you also want to do quantity plus 1, right? And don't forget to set it. So we want to wrap that in set quantity. So let's grab this, and this will be important here. So the click handler will be there. Okay, So here will just be decrement. Okay, all right, let's see. Go to the console, make sure there are no errors. Let's see. So errors are we having? Let's refresh this again. We're already having some errors, which is weird. Oh, React stars. Okay, maybe since we're using React stars, whatever it's called, we need to make this thing a use client declarative to make sure that it's a client component. How I was able to fix the error. So we are using use state as well. So okay, so we can ignore that for now. Let's see if our state will change. It's not changing. That's weird. So click and no quantity increment. You cannot. Oh, decrement is doing. They are doing different things, right? So minus is going to decrement, and plus is going to increment. But seeing the functions are doing separate things. Oh, this is decrement, right? This is increment. Okay, you can see when it gets to 5, it stops, no longer clicks. But then we can reduce it when it gets to 1, it stops, so it doesn't go to negatives. Right, so that makes sense. Alright, so then when we're done, we need the separator component, and then we need all of these guys. Okay, so is the separator component covering? Okay, it's only covering this part, which is fine. So we have a div, we have a separator, so we have a class name. So this is the color of this. Sorry, this one. So this is the color right here. Border. Okay. Yes, there's the spacing between top and bottom. Let me just use 41 pixel. So M1 is actually 41 pixel, which makes sense. Right. And we can grab all of these guys. And so they're going to be in their own different divs. And it's going to be values and so on. So I think what is best to do in this case is to just create cons. Let's do extra details. Okay, so we just do an item. SKU and value. So we have the item, we have the SKU, right? So the other one item is going to be category, and then we have the sofas. Then we have a bunch of tags, and so I'm just going to copy it quite a lot. And share. And what we did here, what we're going to do here is going to be more of a component right? Because I think usually a component can actually have like a div and so on. Okay, so yeah, we can export all of this. Okay, oh, we don't have all this one similarly in the footer already. Oh no, we don't. Alright, that's fine. Oh no, so this will be Facebook. So that will be Facebook. And this should be LinkedIn. So export. So this will be LinkedIn. And then this will be Twitter, but now X, by the way. So, but this is still a bad thing, so we can call it Twitter, so it's fine. Yeah, so we need all of this, and we need a place to put them in, right? So we go to public, we go to images, and we just drag it into the images, right? So I think they are all there now, which is a good thing. So what we're going to do, we're just going to do image source images slash yeah. All right, so this one will be for LinkedIn. How that is not Instagram, I'm calling LinkedIn. Looks more like LinkedIn to me. All right, might be wrong here. So yeah, the last one is Twitter. Okay, so we'll be having our divs here, and the first one will just be gonna be item dot item, and the class name is text custom green. Alright, so we have this dot there, which will be custom grid as well. And then we have the value. Alright, so the other cool thing about here, we need to like figure out how to distinguish these guys. And the spacing is actually 22 pixels. And that I can do here. Alright, so let's see what we have so far. Good. Not bad. So now we have some sort of spacing, which is like 12. So specify the key here. Yeah, nice. And also, let's cap it. So the gap between here and here is like 12. So 4 is much more accurate. Oh, sweet. So I think with that, we've been able to round off this section. And all we have to do is to, bring it together, which in my opinion is the easiest part. So yeah, so we just need to bring the left hand side and the right hand side together. So the way we do that is just flex, justify, between, flex, grow. Bit. Okay, so yeah, this is not bad. And okay, so one other thing I think is very relevant is the way we can just do this and this to be like 50. Yeah, 50. So I think for best performance, you could do bridge. Sorry. Could do grid. And you just want to do grid columns 1 for maybe when you're mobile, and when you're medium upwards, going to the grid columns 2, right? And that should just take in like 50% each with less worries. And yeah, so you can see it looks way better, but then the spacing seems to be too much, I would say. Okay, so let's see if we could bridge that. You could bridge that spacing. Because we need to know the cost. Oh, the cost actually is when you have a very large monitor, tends to stretch. But then who owns the space? Oh, the space is owned by this guy. We should be able to stretch through. Okay, yeah, you should be able to stretch through. Okay. Let's see if that works. Not really. Let's grow by that. We're using a flex property, so we can only do that. Yeah, so what I wanted to do, but then I think that's actually the list of my worries. What I wanted to do is to make sure that this guy is always at the center of this card, right? Alright, so let's grab the card. Left hand side. Center. Giving it full height, except we want to define our own height though. 500. Okay, so you put this here. Yeah, something like that, yeah. Good. Alright, so now we have that. We have that in the middle, then we can play around with, you know, what are different stuffs here. Okay, so I think that's so cool. Let's check it out on mobile. Okay, so the top is going off. Let's make sure that's not the way it is on shop. Okay, the shop is fine. And view. Yeah, so we're going to go straight to the product page and obviously add some, you know, MT32 here, or PT32 as the case may be. Okay, 16. How that works? Yeah, 16 seems to be too loose. 224. Okay, yeah, something like that. Okay, so MD, and we can just do 2, it's fine. Okay, let's leave it. Alright, so that's nice. I think it's when it's large, like large, you can do MT. It's good. So yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so I think we're getting there, to be honest. We're getting there. And the thing we want to do now, I'm gonna first go back. Okay, view. Good. So you can see the product ID coming in there as expected. Okay, so we need to worry about this section, right? Which I think is the next thing we need to focus on, right? So I think I will be leveraging the Shadcn tabs component. So let's see how it looks, so we can know if it's something that is worth it or not. So this is what we have. How good do you think this is? Not bad. We could do some modifications here and there, but we could just make it simple, right? We could just make it simple without using tabs. So it depends on what we want to do. But one advantage of using tabs is the fact that it is it's easily accessible, right? You can click on tab on your keyboard. That should move to, that's weird, it's not moving in the Shadcn component. It's better to move to the next. So accessibility is, well, I think when you have it in your actual app, you should move though, but yeah, it is what it is. Alright, so let's do this part. Okay, so let's put this import at the top level. Alright, so due to extra information, let's close the other one. So this is supposed to be a section, just for us to be consistent. So let's rename this, and we'll pass it in there. So this will be a section. Okay, so we just want to bring in the title. Let's put it as separate divs. So we have description, we have additional information, and then we have reviews. So saying we have 5 reviews, and each of them have a text of custom query, and also they have a size of 24. So I'm just going to grab all of these ties and paste it right within here as well. So it's going to be all flexed out. And while we do that, we still need to worry about the other setup. And we have the description already, we have the additional information, we have the reviews. And what I'm just going to do is to make sure that we have flex for all of this defined. Okay, so I think we're good to go. We can just flex it out and let's check the spacing in between. 53, schedule gap. Sorry. Set gap. 53 pixel. Alright, so let's check. Let's try to refresh this. What is going on? Period DTX string for section. Oh, okay, we changed the file name, so it's not resolving. Okay, so the best thing to do here is to just restart your server. Okay, then refresh again. Oh, that's crazy. So yeah, I think the next folder is all cracked up. So I could just do next and try to run that again. Run build. Okay, cannot resolve component this. Okay, where are we having it? That's strange. I need to check in this code. Something seriously wrong. Oh, okay, this is the issue we've been having. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to review it again. So trigger the server. Let's refresh again. So while we're waiting for it to come up, which it already has, we have 3 errors, addition errors. Yeah, I think it's due to the React stars component we are using. It's not really Opera compatible, but I'll look for a way to fix it in a bit. Okay, so in here, so I'm just going to create a different div. Just tell me this for now. Custom gray. And how large are they? It's a text number. Alright, so we're going to copy the entire class name here and include it here. And what we need to do here is just to apostrophe apostrophe. Alright, so yeah, and the spacing here between this guy and this guy is like 30. This will be rich, but this will be rich test field, by the way. Alright, let's see what we have. So here and here is 37. Okay. So text center. Okay, should we do that? No, I don't think it's a good idea. Just divide that at the center. Alright. So we could just make this bold fonts semi-bold for now. Okay, so we have the image of the two so far. So we'll just use this one we have here. Right, so the background is a little bit different, by the way. So we just need a div with those image content. Okay, so we're gonna do grid. So by default for some devices, it's going to be grid columns 1 for medium, grid columns 2, and gap of 8. Okay, something like that. So let's check this image. Let's do with full there and see the behavior of it. Okay, very good. And in each individual image, we want to make sure we do object fit contains content. Okay, no, I don't always like the contain, but I prefer the cover. So I prefer the cover right there. So object cover. The same thing here. Yeah, right. Okay, so there we go. Yes, I was actually using the object fit there. I'm stepping out of the container, which is weird. Look for it here with the height. So to make it to grow like that. Okay. But I feel it's too big. Right, maybe we might want to like reduce it a bit. So we might want to reduce all this section a bit. So empty comment 37 pixel, right? So we'll add the general, padding to all of them. I think that should affect the changes, right? Yeah, that should. Okay, so distancing of, oh, we have a separator here, we missed that, so let's add it. Separator is actually in the page. Separator is full, so I want to put it here. Separator. Yeah, so a separator here and here, USB. Yeah, so it's going to just be my, not empty. So very good. So after this, we're going to be having a corresponding one. So we're just going to put it after the section. So now let's build out the related product section. So now I already feel that this looks similar to our product section. So I'm just going to copy everything from our product section for the related product section, right? So we're going to go to sections, go to our product section. So we're going to copy everything here and paste it in here, right? So we'll change the title, detail, related section. So alright, so let's import all of those things adequately. Product card, main button. So instead of our product, going to be related product. Sweet. So now that is interesting, which is related products. Okay, so now we want to do the finishing touches by basically adding those paddings on the side and so on. So in here, the padding to the side is 99 or 100 pixel. So what we're going to do is to go over here, go to the page, and in here we start from this one. PS can just be 4 MB px 100 pixel. So we could do this thing in 2 folds. If it's a medium, 500. If it's a large, so if it's actually large, you can do 100 pixel. And I'm just going to copy all of this class to be handing for this guy, to be handy for this guy as well as this guy. Okay, except there's one guy it's not working for. Oh, okay. So anything you want to do needs to be its own container. So paste it in here, and I'm just going to grab the class names and put it in here and put it within here. Same thing here, right? Just gonna grab everything, put it here, grab the entire class name, and I'm just going to put it right in here. Okay, so let's see. Boom, you can see how good is this. So basically have all of this section now, looking good as expected. You can add to cart and do other stuff. So yeah, I think we can actually come to the end of this particular lesson for now. And in the next one, I'm just going to go over, building out the exact way we can basically add to cart and the rest. So I'll be building out this little part as part of the next things we'll be building, right? So as part of all of this, so I'll just be building this out in the next lesson, right? So I think so far so good. Everything looks good as expected. So let's check it out on mobile. And this is it. You click on this, you have your navigation. We scroll down, you basically have all of this still coming in nicely. And when you scroll, so I think one thing I would do here for mobile is to reduce the size, right? So let's do that. That should be under the detail extra information. So yeah, so this will just be medium devices. You just do text number. Okay, so text number in other cases. So yeah, so this makes it looks very good. There we go. There we go. Looking nice and clean as expected. So you can view any other product. So if you go over here and you click on this, it's going to route you to that product ID. So you can see there with 7. Maybe this one. If I click on this, for example, route you to product of 5. So this is highly dynamic. This works exactly fine as expected. So yeah, so in the next part we'll just build out what we want to build in terms of the cart pop-up, and then we implement how logical it should be, right? And then yeah, so just before we round off, I will quickly take you guys through on how we can fix the hydration error we are getting. So remember, when I refresh, I think the first time I get some sort of hydration error, right? So I'm just going to show you guys how we can resolve that. Okay, so guys, I was able to resolve it following this little article here. So yeah, I think someone just commented it's a very good way to disable SSR. So yeah, the React stars component was actually leading to that error. So basically what I did was to come in here, set a state to check if the component has mounted or not. Alright, so there's actually a use effect. Okay, so if everything has mounted, we set mounted to true. If it's not mounted, we don't return anything. So that we don't return the React stars component, thereby preventing the error. So when I refresh now, you can see that the error is gone. So guys, I think this has actually been it today. So I will see you on the next one. Cheers.